have a lot to catch up on. Hey y'all, happy Monday. It has been a really long time since I have filmed any type of content, and I'm just gonna talk. I'm not gonna make talking points or anything like that, so I'm sorry if this sounds kind of like rambly. I have my little pumpkin cup with, I put a cinnamon stick in here too, but you can't really see it at this point. I feel like I need some coffee for this. So, I don't even remember the last time I've attempted to post a video. January? February? Let's see. Now I'm curious. Because so much has happened. Feels like a whole other lifetime. The last video I posted was 7 months ago. March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October. Probably March. Okay, so what's happened since March? Well, I went through a pretty big change at work. I won't go into a lot of the details. Basically, it involved a lot of stress, a lot of really long hours. It involved me doing a lot more than what I would typically have to do at my job, and it took a serious toll on me mentally. There's no way to sugarcoat that. Like, it was real bad. I would wait until the end of the day for everyone to leave so I could just cry. It was miserable. Like, I just didn't even feel like the same version of myself. And I think that was just from burnout. I feel like that happens to so many people. This is probably the most severe, though, that I've ever experienced it. Especially the last time I was in a similar situation, I didn't have a family to take care of, too, on top of being so overwhelmed. Those two things combined, whew, that was really rough. I couldn't do anything other than my job and try to take care of my family. I don't feel like I was really doing anything very well. And sorry, I'm kind of sniffly. I think it's allergies. I was around some horses yesterday, and I'm pretty allergic to horses. My stepdaughter, she really loves them, and she likes to ride, so I took her and forgot to take an allergy pill, but I think it's still some remnants of that. I would say I'm just now kind of starting to get back to a place where I feel semi-normal. Whatever that is. I don't feel like I'm very normal anyway, but back to myself. Like, I think I am starting to feel like me again, finally. I don't know, I feel like I kind of grew up in a culture that you hide your pain, you stuff it down, you deal with it, you keep going. And I feel like that has made me very strong. I am able to withstand a lot of challenges and not break down or just completely give out. Usually, I'm very resilient, and I grew up seeing both my parents like work so hard. So I definitely had excellent role models as far as like work ethic goes. But at the same time, I feel like that is something I also struggle with, because I have a very hard time like saying this is my limit, this is enough, I can't do anymore, I can't take anymore. And I have a hard time speaking up and asking for help. That's something that I have to get better at. Because I'm so grateful that I have a really amazing leader, and they don't know if you're struggling if you don't speak up and say, hey, I need help. Because I hate asking for it. I don't know why. I've always been like that. Almost for as long as I can remember with everything. I think that also makes me really prone to burnout, because I will just try to take on everything and not ask for help or say, hey, this is too much. So yeah, I think that's kind of what initially got me in trouble. And by the time I realized something was like very wrong and I was not okay, it was too late. Thankfully, I didn't have any severe mental, or maybe somewhat mental, but no physical side effects from this transition, we'll call it a transition, it was mostly just mental burnout. And again, while you're dealing with all that stuff, you're also trying to juggle a family, and I have a husband and I have a stepdaughter, and it may not sound like much, but I also have a dog, and sometimes she can be a handful in and of herself. Not right now, she's laid on the floor. I don't know if you can see her. There she is. It's just really hard to balance everything, and this is something that I enjoy. Like, this is a creative outlet for me that's just fun. Maybe somebody can eventually relate to my situation and feel like they're not alone. Like, it is so hard. And especially if you are like the default parent, which thankfully I don't have that so much right now. My husband is a lineman, and for a very long time he worked out of town. So in some ways I was, when we had my stepdaughter, kind of like the default parent because he wasn't here. Like, I had to be. It wasn't me trying to like overstep and take on something that I didn't want to. Some instances I probably inadvertently did do that, but it was hard. And I can't imagine single moms that literally do have to do it by themselves all the time. It would just feel like you have the weight of the world on your shoulders, and my heart goes out to them. Like, that would be really tough. Basically, my burnout led to me not being very fun to be around. Now, granted, some of it was other people too, but a lot of it was me. I was also in a wedding while I was going through this really difficult period, and it seems like there was something else that was going on. I had my stepdaughter's birthday. Oh, my best friend, she turned 30, so I had her birthday party. And these are all like fun things that I was excited about and that I loved, because I love to celebrate the people that I love. But being burnt out and not really having much to give, it was really tough. And it sucks too when you want to like celebrate and enjoy these things, but you're so tired that you just almost feel like you can't fully be present for them. But somehow, God willing, I got through all of it, and I feel like I'm trying to still get my bearings. There is one pretty big significant change that has happened. I've been in counseling for, I don't know, off and on for years. I'm a huge advocate for therapy. Anxiety and depression are two things that I've always really struggled with. As I've learned, and this is also not at all medical advice, I'm not a doctor, please do not listen to me in that sense. These are just things that have personally helped me as someone who has struggled with those things. And also, go to the doctor if you haven't, because a lot of the times they can't help you. You don't have to feel as awful as you may feel. I am all for you seeking the help that you need to figure out what works for you, because I don't think any one thing necessarily works for everyone. We're all different. So it's just a little preface to what I'm about to say. But I have gotten better at knowing when something is, I can listen to my body better. Sometimes getting those things, it's a whole other challenge in and of itself, but I know when I need a day off. I can tell when I need a break. I know if I start to feel pretty down and negative, I usually know what I need to do. I need to start focusing on positive things. And this is not meant to be like toxic positivity either. It's not saying ignore all the bad stuff and pretend like it's not there. But I truly have experienced that when I like make a gratitude list or really think about the things that I do have to be grateful for instead of focusing on the things that are not going well, the good things just naturally multiply. Come here. Hi. Say hi. She thinks she's a lap dog, but she's not. Silvers. Say hi, Silvers. Now it's on my bed. But just those small things alone make the biggest difference. And it's hard, like when you know, it's really, I think what was most frustrating for me was that I knew what I needed to do to like pull myself out of that black hole that I had gotten into, but I literally did not have time. Every second of my day was like accounted for. All I pretty much did was wake up, leave, eventually come back home, cook, clean, whatever I had the energy to do. Some days not even either of those things, and go to sleep. So it was very frustrating for me to know the things that I needed to do to start to feel better, but I couldn't find time to do them. And another big thing that I've realized about myself throughout this whole process, I have to have time to myself. I don't function well when I'm constantly around people, and I think most of that is because of what I do professionally. It's very people intensive and I would not say that I'm naturally an extrovert at all. Actually, I'm pretty quiet and shy most of the time until you get to know me. I've heard of like I guess it's an ambivert, I don't know. It's a combination of both an introvert and an extrovert, and I feel like that is somewhat where I fall, because I do get very energized by people, especially helping them. Like that's one of my absolute favorite things to do. But by the end of the day, when I've done that all day, I really don't want to talk to anyone else. And that's a problem when you have a family. That doesn't work very well. So I didn't know how to say, hey, I really need some space. This is what's wrong with me. This is why I feel this way. And this is what I need. That's something that I have learned. That is one good thing that I will say that has came out of this entire process. I have definitely learned that about myself. And I've accepted it. I just require time alone. And when I have been around people all day, sometimes people that are not necessarily very nice, and it's hard. It's so hard. And again, I love what I do, so it's like a double-edged sword. I'm still trying to figure out how to balance it. And one of the ways that I'm trying to get myself kind of like back centered and back to myself and fully work towards recovering from this, in addition to going to therapy consistently, I have gotten an apartment. It sounds kind of weird. Some people, I feel like it may not sound that weird. I don't know, I guess it just depends on your marriage, but you have to think too, my husband and I are very used to being apart, and I think that's why, in a way, our marriage has worked for us, because I do require a lot of alone time, and he typically worked out on the road a lot. So usually I had at least 4 days to myself a week, sometimes even 9, I think. So 2 years ago that changed, and I was so thankful that it did. I'm very excited about it, and I still am. It didn't really hit me and bother me until I got very burnt out myself, and I never had any time alone anymore. Like that's when I realized like how much I was struggling, just because that's how I recover. That's how I rest and relax and feel rejuvenated. Like I have time to myself. So this was ultimately about the only way that I could think of to make that happen. I tried to find something that was closer, and that wasn't really feasible. Where we live at, it's kind of, it's not in the middle of nowhere, but it's like a good 30 minutes to any major store. And when I say major store, I mean Walmart. To get to anywhere that has like more high-end like grocery stores like the Fresh Market or just more of a selection of stuff, it's an hour. So as far as like finding somewhere to rent, especially like an apartment, because I didn't want to do really a house because I don't have time to upkeep the yard or any of that. So I found one in a city that is an hour from our house, and it's about 35 minutes from where I work at. So it's kind of like in between our house and where I work. It's been, that in and of itself, there's been moments when I'm like, what the heck am I thinking? My husband wasn't super, it was an adjustment for him. Like, he's still getting used to the thought of me having an apartment. When you say that, it sounds weird, but it's what I know that my body needs in order to like really rest and recover from everything that I've been through this past year. And having that space is gonna make me a much nicer version of myself, and one that I actually hopefully will like again. I have ordered and moved everything, mostly completely alone. Granted, there were several people who stopped and asked me if I needed help when they saw me trying to shove 100-pound boxes up 8 flights of stairs. Bless them. But again, I don't like to ask for help, so I just did it myself. And in a way, I'm proud of myself for it. But it was also really hard. For instance, I got a desk, which I love, but it was really heavy. I think it was like 120 pounds. And trying to get that up literally 8 flights of stairs is very difficult. I would like slide it through the hall until I got to the stairs, and then I would like lay it flat on the stairs and flip it over and over and over again until I finally get to the top. And I did that with so many pieces of furniture. I had a whole couch that I did that with. Thankfully, it was broken down into, I think, 7 different boxes, but they were heavy boxes. I did that with, what else did I order that I had to do that with? I got smart, and as much stuff as I possibly could, I waited to just have delivered to the apartment because the delivery people will bring it up, which is what I wish in hindsight I had have done with everything. But I don't know what I was thinking. Those were the biggest pieces I think that I had that issue with. The 7 boxes with the couch, that in and of itself, oh, that was rough. Everything's pretty much done. I'm waiting for the hardware set. Oh yeah, the entertainment center. I had to do it with entertainment center too. That I finally got up the 8 flights of stairs to open, only to realize that the hardware kit was not included with it. So I had no way to put it together, and it had no instructions, which sucks. And still waiting to hear back about that. I'm a little frustrated, but it's been 3 weeks. They still haven't shipped it. So I don't have my entertainment center. My TV's on the floor, but hey, I'll take those problems any day. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. It's been a blur. I feel like the past 6 months have just like completely flown by. They don't even hardly feel real. It feels just like I blinked. And now it's October. Another thing that I've been working on, which I had to take a break from while I was doing all this, is getting my certification as a health and life coach, because that's something that I'm extremely passionate about. And I started last December, and I really didn't want to say anything about it until I actually got to the end of it. And the end is finally almost in sight. I'm almost finished with that. So I'm gonna do like a whole separate channel for coaching content, and I'll link that channel to this one too if you have any interest in that. But I will be working with people one-on-one, and that is probably my favorite thing in the world. It's been a crazy year, and I'm really hoping that I can get back into making regular content because I love this. Like, this is so much fun. I don't know, this is like my stress reliever. Being creative and like having these outlets, this is so much fun for me. And I have missed it tremendously. So here's hoping that we are headed back in the right direction. So I just got this put together today, and this is going to be like a little entryway table. I'm going to get a lamp for it, and I am kind of bummed out because my lease says that you can't have candles, so I'm going to have to do flameless candles, but that's okay. I've got a lot of the Bath & Body Works wallflowers, and I mean, I think candles are toxic anyway, so maybe this is for the best. But this is the little area when you walk in. I may get like another plant or something to put there, maybe. I don't know. I've still got to get the base to my couch and get them put together. That's at my mom's right now, and it's really heavy, so I don't know, to be determined. And then I got this at Home Goods yesterday, which I was super excited about. I thought it was very cute. And then of course my lamp. I really like this rug with the pink tones in it, and it's really soft. It feels like velvet. I got my TV today. Mentioned the Gilmore Girls. I actually got it delivered with Instacart because I could not stand the thought of having to carry one more thing up my stairs. Tons of boxes that I need to get thrown away, but got my little decorations here on my island. I've got to order the flameless candlesticks for the candlestick holders. Got my little coffee area. I've got some more mugs, but I've got them in the dishwasher right now. I broke down and got an espresso machine. I really wanted to try that, and so far I love it. And I also ordered a little frother on Amazon. I think it's right done, but that's really cute. And don't know what I'm gonna do with this guy. I had him there in the corner with a plant on him, but I'm still just trying to kind of play around and see what looks best. I'm washing my bedding, so also my bed got lost. Amazon unfortunately lost my bed. Well, UPS, not Amazon, but yeah, I am waiting for the replacement that they ordered to come in. It's supposed to be here Wednesday, I think. So I am gonna hopefully get that put together, get my bed together. This is an air mattress for the time being, but I really wanted to see what my bedding actually looked like together, because I was a little worried it was gonna be too much, because the bedspread itself, it's a duvet cover, and I was worried that with the pattern on it and then the flowers, it may be too much, but I think it's actually working. We'll see. I'm gonna get 2 lamps in here. It's a pretty big space. I don't know if I'm gonna put anything else. Thought about getting like maybe a bench or something to put at the end of the bed, but just kind of waiting. Definitely want to wait until the bed comes in before I buy anything else. As far as that goes, want to get some artwork, maybe a mirror to put behind there. I don't know. The bathroom is slowly coming together. I got the shower curtain put up yesterday. Got towels. I'm gonna take this back. I got this from Home Goods too, but I feel like it kind of clashes with the gray towel. So, and these two are like too similar. So I'm gonna take that one back and try to find like a white rug. I just feel like the white or cream looks a lot better with the gray than the taupe color. I think the taupe is just, I don't know, too similar. I did get those on Amazon. I love those. I love a shower caddy, but I always had the issue with mine not suction cupping properly. So this one's actually an adhesive, and so far so good. It seems to be holding up. It's been there for like 3 days, and this is the first time I've actually put weight on it. I wanted to make sure it was like good and bonded, but hopefully that sticks. And I've got
That, I found that, I think at Home Goods also. It's probably gonna stay there. I wanted to bring in some wood because this, you can't really tell with this light, but it's like a brownish wood. My office! This is probably the room that I am most excited about because I've wanted a nice dedicated office space for so long. And I have been looking for a desk. I was gonna get one online, but I was having a hard time finding exactly what I wanted. This is pretty much exactly what I wanted. I'm gonna get a rug just to kind of help separate the desk from the floor because they kind of match. But this is like the exact size that I wanted. Plenty of space, 2 really big drawers, and yeah. I'm not super crazy about the cords coming out from it, but I like it. I'm a fan. I may get a futon eventually to put over here somewhere. I wanted to wait and get the desk first to see how much extra room I had. But now that I kind of have a good feel for that, I may try to order a futon because this will also serve as like a guest bedroom type area. But I do have my personal closet in here. Just because it is the one with the most room. I do not have any clothes in here really, but I did put the shoe rack together today and I love it. A lot of the shoe racks that I've got before are just really poor quality, but this one's fantastic. It actually has like little buttons that push, and it's a pretty durable metal, so I think it will hold up nicely. So yeah, that's what we've got so far. I am about to run out to my car, I think, and grab a coffee table and bring that up, and then I think I'm gonna head home. But yeah, that's what we've got right now.